What's going on, people? We're going to solve at least one gameplay bug before we do VR gaming. And the one that I've noticed is in this situation, when I push this, it's supposed to send the dragon off to infinity, and it kind of does. But it doesn't open the monster gate, and it also, for some reason, kills my guy. So like what? How did that happen? So we have to figure both of these things out. And that is breaking at least 3 or 4 of the levels in the test. Well, good luck building a game from scratch, man. It's a fun thing to do. It's also challenging. It's also challenging. Okay. Why is the monster gate not opening? Let's go. If I hit Control-Alt-Shift-G, we load the current game state in. Oh, funny block over there. And so I can look up like monster and select all. Okay. The monster is gone from the world, but we didn't make the gate reevaluate for some reason. And so, okay, we have this disappear after teleport, which I think is what happens. And we do say that we caused a change when we do that. So when we commit a transaction, oh, wait, when does this happen? See, this is happening at a weird time. We're setting this after physically moved. Like the commit is happening, right? And that's when we check this cause change thing. And then we're doing this thing later. So this is actually kind of a hack. We're doing this thing in the update single move. Which we shouldn't really do. Okay, so we're not going to do this here. So this do post physical moves that we were going to do. Oh, see, that should happen. Let's just do it inline. Let's just do it inline. For single t.single moves. Let's comment what we're doing. What the hell is this? I accidentally hit. I hit some key and that popped up. Disappear anyone who needs to disappear. So. If someone has the disappear after teleport flag set, let's assert that it really is a teleport, otherwise that's a mistake. And then we do that, E is find manager single entity ID if E. And then we don't need to set cause change because we already did that. All right. So now I'm not sure exactly how many things this will solve. I think this means the monster gate will open now. It probably won't keep us from dying, but it might. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, it did. We solved both the problems. GG's. Well, I kind of think, let me see if we have anything else here. I guess the biggest thing that we have to attack is clone motion. You're having more fun than you have had in your professional programming career. Well, maybe you didn't have a good job so far. That can always be fixed. Okay. Let's try some of these levels that used to be broken. So for example, End Dragon mowers. I think those might be fixed. So we're going to go to End Dragon mowers 0. Whoops. Test. How about V3? Is that what this one is? I don't know. All right. Great. Swap places is probably not fixed. I don't know what's going on with those. Yeah, that's still broke. Still broke. We don't know what's going on with that one. What about this one? This one's probably still broken. That's weird. That seems like it's just maybe an undo bug from before. Let's see. Or maybe a timing. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah, I think that was just like a messed up recording. For whatever reason, you know, we fixed some undo things. We fixed a number of things. And so, yeah. All right, well, that's great. So those are fixed. That's fixed. I think the monster endpoint levels are probably fixed. Not end pawn it. Not end pawn it. Oh yeah, this is one that I did that this level probably has a couple problems, but you know. Bro. Oh yeah, okay, good. Wait, no? Oh yeah. All right, there we go. Lovely. How about what is this old list of things? Those must have been levels that were broken. Yeah, I don't know. The next thing to figure out would be clone motion. So the thing is, do I want to do that? Or do we just do a release build and run a Benny test just to generate a new list of what's broken, which is probably smaller. And while we're doing that, I could open the Valve Index box. I don't know. We're only 13 minutes into the stream. I feel like I have to do more work. Let's do the Benny test. And while we're doing that, we could open the box. Because I'm sure this thing isn't just going to work if I plug it into my computer. That's not how modern things are. So we'll open the box. We'll see what's in there. We'll do some more programming after the Benny test is done. Oh, let's turn the speed up. There we go. And that level's recording is definitely busted. Is Gwyneth's head in the box? I hope not. Let's find out. I have my trusty Switchblade Stanley knife style thing. It's good action. It's way better than this style. Do I not remember having set up RQ and DMA channels for Sound Blaster to work? Oh, I remember that. I remember getting XCOM to work on my PC. All right. So, let's see what's on the box of things. I need more book storage, as you can see in the background. My books, I either need to get rid of some books or need to have more storage. It's getting out of control. Out of control. Okay. Anyway. Let's see what's in the box. It's a very large box. Never cut toward yourself. It's dangerous. Perhaps another box. I could almost guarantee there's another box in here. There is another box. All right. Great. It is very tightly in the outside box. Okay. We have barcodes on the side. We have a logo that they spent like 10 minutes figuring out. Headset, controllers, and base station. Wow, I actually bought all the pieces. I mean, it's just like it's just too thin. Those lines need to be at least 30% thicker. Whoa, look at all this stuff. Okay. What even is going on here? What are all these? Why are there 27 guías de instalación? All right. Okay. So we have a headset. It's apparently not wireless yet, which is going to be a step down because my Vive Pro was wireless. But it's got built-in headphones. That's good. Just think of the wire as a ponytail. Oh, this thing is magnetic now, so it snaps in, snaps out. So that when you're showing your game at a trade show with all the disgusting, sweaty people, I don't know what you do because you still can't have that many of these. I guess you put plastic wrap around them. Oh, I already put my thumb on the eye print on the eye glass. All right. So there's that part. There's hand things, which I should probably plug in now if I want to be able to use them later, right? That is also the reason to set things up early. How do I plug them in? Oh, there. There. Did they give me USB cables? I don't know. All right, here's two lighthouses. And then there's a bottom layer in the box with more things. There's, I guess, lighthouse cables. Oh my God, I'm already regretting. There's so much stuff here. They seem to be a little bit overly Appleized in how much they're trying to fetishize every little thing. Like, okay, it's a power cable for the lighthouse, or it's the power supply plug for one of the lighthouses, not even including cable yet, but it's in its own, whatever, guys. Here's another one, same thing. And of course, it gives you the separate pieces separately, which these are separate just for manufacturing reasons, right? So that they don't have to ship you 27 plugs for different places. But like, just plug it in for me. Why are you making me do it? I don't know. Okay, this is, like, I guess a desk mount for a lighthouse. So I have a tripod in my closet. I forgot to bring more home from work. So maybe we will put one of these on a desk, or we'll duct tape it to that lamp over there, maybe. I don't know. Okay, what's this? This is also has to do with the lighthouses. Is this a cable? It's a cable. It's a power cable that goes from the plug to the back of one of the lighthouses. And there are 2 of those, and they have their own box. I think VR is bad for the environment. All right. I mean, I guess if they're going to sell you this thing for $1,000, that's why they're going all Apple, so you don't feel like a chump when you find out there aren't any games for it. But I don't know, man. This part doesn't feel good. Because these are like glued together weirdly and you have to like rip them to get them out. All right. Oh my God, this is already more cables than I want to do with. VR is the future. Pardon me, those boxes filled up my recycling materials bag, so I had to go get another one and put that one out. All right, what is this? This is to make me look like I'm in Daft Punk. I honestly don't know. Does this... Oh, it goes inside here? Why? Why does it do that? Decided to check in the progress from yesterday. Not yet. We're pretty close to that, though. Pretty close. Oh my God, there's so many cables still. Okay, this is just a USB-C cable. It's a pretty high quality USB-C cable, so I feel good about that. And these are both USB-C. It's interesting, the cable feels good, but these jacks are totally shitty. Like, part of what's supposed to be good about USB-C is you just like plug it in and it slides in really easily and you don't have to do like the flippy thing and it just works. This, like, there's like the jack doesn't fit the hole and like it doesn't slide in and it kind of hits the thing and it wiggles. It just feels cheap and crappy, honestly. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking there. That's what happens when you get your stuff back from the company in China and say, oh, wait, we forgot to think about this part of our device. And they say, too late, we already manufactured 500,000 of them. So, yeah. I will say most of this stuff feels good so far. Most of the gear feels good. It's just those plugs are shitty. And the problem is you're going to be using them all the time, right? Also, this Valve logo or this Index logo either says odd, which is a weird thing, or it's like kind of a penis. I don't know. It's weird. How often do you need to charge the controllers? I don't know. Okay, they've got Nintendo Wii style, don't let the thing fly away from your hand, so we won't be using those. All right, there's another mount for those guys. Okay, yet another power cable for probably the headset. I don't know. Does the headset have a battery? Or is there a base station? I haven't seen a base station. I guess it's for the headset. Don't tell me I have to need to have this plugged in while I play, dude. Oh, it's probably for the other lighthouse, right? Right? No, because we already have 2 powers for the lighthouses. But it seems like the right size for... No, it's a different size. Headset size. Let's get rid of this. Oh, weird. You can plug USB things into the front, I guess. So I guess we're gonna try the inside out tracking for a little bit, and then that's gonna be terrible, and we're gonna turn on the base stations as well. Where does this thing go? I'm gonna have to read the setup guide. I honestly don't know. Did I skip the manual? The manual's right here, but who wants to read that? I mean, come on. Hold on. We don't want this plug to be useless. We have to plug the plug into the plug so that we can plug it into the wall later. See? Plug, plug, plug. Now the plug is plugged into the plug. Okay, we're getting down to the bottom of the barrel. These are wall mount screws for when you want to make your landlord mad. We won't be using those. In this house, we obey the laws of duct tape physics. All right. I give them an 8 out of 10 at trying to be Apple packaging-wise. Mike Acton might have a few words. Yeah, well, he might. Okay, so the first thing that I'm noticing is these controllers are very annoying. I'm trying to rest them on top of my PC, and they don't really rest stably. Like, they're just going to slide and fall off. So that's annoying. It's weird that there isn't like a base station. The Vive had a base station, right? All right. Wearing your control. No. Welcome to virtual reality. Install Steam VR. Prepare your play area. Attach your base station stands. Do the base stations still have to be super high up? In general, higher up is better, though to be sure to select a stable surface. Okay. All right, so we're going to do this in a little bit, but we're going to do a little bit more programming first. Hold on, I've got some more cardboard to get rid of. We'll close up our deadly knifey knife. And wow. I guess it's less stuff than a Vive, but it's still annoying. Like, I guess once inside out tracking works well, you get rid of both base stations, 2 plugs. Yeah. I don't know. You get rid of at least 30% of the stuff, 40%, which is good. I mean, here's here's what this stuff looks like. Let's see if we can angle it. It's just sitting there on my desk, and there's just like a pile of Vive things. That's why they make it seem valuable in the box, because as soon as you take it out of the box, it's a pile, and you feel like the pile is your fault. The pile is not Valve's fault because they gave it all to you in a nice box. It's your fault because you're the one who took it out of the box and made the big mess. Have I tried Oculus Quest? No. Is Sokoban going to be shipped VR ready? Unlikely. Well, I don't know. We might do it just to be silly, right? I mean, why not? That would be a fun, just stupid stream to do someday during the holidays, like VR support for Sokoban. The Witness in VR would actually be pretty cool. We did it early on. We did a version for Valve's VR system before it was known publicly. It's just the game was far from being done at that point, and it wasn't really designed for VR, so we didn't do it. You want to stand next to the characters. Okay. Yeah, let's look at what our fails are now. Okay, quick bet on fails. You don't have to type it, just guess your number. How many levels failed? It's probably less than 118 because that was the number last time. We're gonna look. We're gonna look. We're gonna look. 104. I hope you said 104. Wow, people guessed 104. What an amazing coincidence. Right, and that's 325 succeeded. So if we just cut all the levels that fail and ship the game tonight, it's a game with 325 levels in it. What's wrong with that? Yeah, and the thing is, when The Witness came out, even high-end PCs were not that good at running the game in VR because you need more resolution and more frame rate. But these days, high-end PCs probably would. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just not made for VR, so it's not a priority. Who has time to play all those levels? Not me, dude. Not me. Okay, so let's see. I want to at least... I'm not that concerned with solving the clone thing totally right now. But I do want to at least get more understanding of what's wrong. So maybe my subconscious mind can work on it a bit tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When the game is done, will you play all the levels manually trying to do weird stuff to see if something is wrong? Yes. Well, we will do that well before the game is done. We've had a few people do that already. Like, we've had people try to play through and just like... Well, first of all, if they don't know the solutions to the puzzles and they solve a puzzle, right, while they're trying to figure out the game, and it seems weird, they like let us know, like, this seems weird. And we look at it and go, yep, that's the level's broken. It has an exploit or whatever, right? And then we have people try to hammer on a level and cheat or something. And we've fixed, I would say we fixed about 45 levels for exploits so far, something like that. It's important to do that in puzzle games. Okay. So let me set up... I keep doing that, dude. All right. Let's set up some clones. We're going to say this guy this guy, whoops, 16974, and then that. So these guys are clones of each other. Well, there's the gimpy motion is one thing. Actually, let me see if the gimpy motion is like this. Right? Is that a thing? No. So like, what's even happening here? Controller proc. They're both on controller proc. But the guy on the left is seesawing. And he's 974. So like, are we assuming slot 0 somewhere, or is it some other problem? Like, he's going and sliding back and going. Okay. And then, okay, here's the thing though. Like, we're supposed to walk smoothly anyway. See how they're stopping? I'm holding down the key right now. Even the guy on the right who's moving better should not be stopping. So like, if I put a character in here who is not a frickin' clone, right? So she could just go and she's not going to stop every square. Okay, so thing number one to fix about the clones is that they stop every square. There might be 3 things to fix. And we'll start working on it, and when we get tired of it, we'll play some games. The guy on the left is walking past because he's expecting to keep walking. Maybe. I honestly don't know what's going on. So, oh, you know what? For the full effect, we should make one of these guys mirrored. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. You have to set the mirror axis, I guess. Yeah. Can't do that from here. Okay, anyway. So why, when I hold down the key, does he stop? Okay, so what if this guy has his turn order ID set? Why is that on common? Dude, that's so weird. That should be on guy. Okay, hold on. Yeah. What the hell? Okay. I'm going to put it to do remove turn order ID from entity, put it on guy. All right. So that'll save us some memory for everybody else. All right, so if I delete this guy and just leave this guy, is he weird or is he okay? Looks okay. So it's really only when there are clones. Okay. So first off, let's look at So it looks like they do this whole deceleration thing, right? Like he's slowing down and stopping. So how do we test for deceleration? Okay, yeah. So the deal is, yeah, all of this is not good. This isn't checking correctly for clone stuff. Like we're saying, look, if this moves ID is the entity ID, don't decelerate. But like if there are two clones, all right. Let me just see if I have a convention for how I detect. Do I automatically set turn order ID? Okay. So let me just see. Let me just go to a level like mirror 3, right? If I Control-Alt-Shift-G this guy's turn order ID is set to his entity ID, right? But in the general level, it's not. So we actually do set this during the initialization phase, which is good. So I can count on it never being 0 here. So I'm just going to say this is actually turn order ID. So different clones of the same guy will have the same turn order ID. That's how we know what clone. Turn order is just like, hey, who goes when you switch characters? Clones all go at the same time. And so that's kind of why it's called turn order ID. It's just a little bit weird. All right. So we don't actually need the active hero. We want get active hero ID. Okay. And we just want if e.turnOrderID is hero ID. And that's no longer a casting question. That might work better. Might not. Wish you knew half of what any of this code means. Well, hey, look how well that works. Look how well that works, guys and gals. I'm sure there are at least, I can use plural, right? There are at least 2 women viewing out of 246 people. All right. So, okay, this is still gimpy visually, but it's actually working for gameplay now, which is better than I expected. I still expected a situation where one of the clones would be blocked. So that's very strange. We might just get to party early, honestly, because... So which mirror aisle was this? Mirror 14 was the one that was failing, right? This is the one that has clones. Let's see if this fails again. It does. Let's see if we can solve it, because it might just also be a bad recording. So we go there, there, and go there, and there. And so can I do this? Nope. Okay. So it doesn't always work. There's something about the order of objects or something where sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Although it's interesting that it's not order dependent on the direction. That is interesting. Celebrating with chai cam. I don't have enough milk to do a chai cam. I did not go out and get milk. How about up down? Well, I don't think it'll matter. We can try some up down, but I think it's gonna, yeah. It's just 100% of the time for these guys for whatever reason. And I don't think it has to do with object type. Like if I go to, I mean, maybe it does. It's possible. But I assume it's like what order the entities are in the world. Yeah, see these guys. Oh, no, you know what it is. It's who the character is, okay? So this guy is working because he can push an infinitely long row of things. And so one of them is like pushing the other guy. And like, see how we've got an extra transaction move in there? That's not good as well. That's not good. But this guy is not able to push. So if I make it, okay, here's what we're going to do. So this guy, okay. So this guy will fail if I try going to the side. The red guys will succeed. So this all makes sense now. And it doesn't have to be mirrors, so let's get those out of there. It could be, for example, let's just pick big blocks. Let's get these. Dink, dink. Let's change the color. Blah. All right. So fail, fail, succeed. Okay, you know what? I feel like this is a good thing to attack in the morning. I feel like we've made some progress. This is probably the last thing that we need to fix before checking this stuff in, honestly, which is scary. So I think we do a stream in the morning where we do that. And I think maybe the rest of tonight is VR gaming. Yes, check in. How many no check-ins have we added back? We've got some. But they're probably not that bad. We'll see. So this one was just a break. And let's go to here. So we're going to put that no check-in here. We should not do that. But I'm not going to worry about that yet, because we have bigger fish to fry. So we've got 7. So this no check-in is preventing save games from being loaded because we're in the middle of messing with that. This one is that one we just did. This one is, oh, a thing I did this morning. I can show you what I did this morning, among other things. You know, I was saying before in earlier streams how I didn't really like it, how it took things so long to fall. So like if I would push this block out over the water, it would kind of just hang out there for a while. And now let me slow down time for a bit. See, it falls faster. It's got like a little hitch in it there that I have to debug. But you see how it kind of, it doesn't wait so long before it falls. And the reason is because I take it out of the guy's push transaction at a certain point, right when it hitches. And I put it in one called pre-falling, which you can see there now is transaction 16. And pre-falling is allowed to complete and start falling. And that'll enable us to have like rounder fallings or have things kind of tip and go or whatever, right? And so the guy is still finishing his controller proc and the thing's already falling. So that's good. Does falling still require timed recordings? One square falls like this do not. Multi-square falls do require timing. Can you see it in normal speed? Sure. I mean, it's still debug build, so the frame rate is not going to be great, but, you know, it just happens faster is all I'm getting at. It's not supposed to be tuned to look awesome yet. Push and run across. So there's two different versions of run across. There's this one where I tap the thing, right? And there's this one where I hold. I think holding looks better right now for whatever reason, but that's all stuff that we tune. Yeah. But definitely the thing, so that pre-fall transaction that we looked at is also marked as blocking player input, which is why I'm able to pre-tap. So here, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, to, he goes all the way, right? And the reason is because we correctly hold the player input. Although this is, we have this problem again. I guess if time goes really slow when we drop the thing, we have this problem. I don't understand that. So we're gonna have to look at that later, because the more important thing is that clone thing. Because I don't want the clone levels to be broken. And then once we fix the clone thing, we will be able to check in. And that'll be great. Because I've been wanting to check that in for like 2 years, no troll. I mean, it didn't exist for most of that time, but I've been wanting to solve the problem for 2 years. Okay, so yeah, in the morning we'll do clone things. Are there any on-topic questions about the game while I boil myself some tea and then try to get VR started working? We're now officially going into conversation mode. Gotta get that water boiling. Does your team use branches at all? Very rarely. I personally don't like branches, so I don't use them, but some other people use them on rare occasions. It's also, though, with Subversion, branches are a little bit annoying. So, you know, we would only use them for major reasons. It's not like Git where you tend to branch in a lightweight fashion. The Benny levels are the actual production levels. Not all of them are probably going to ship, but most of them will. I would say probably 80 to 90% will ship in the final game. And then we, of course, will have more levels also. What kind of chair is this? This is a Herman Miller Embody chair. Wire the mirror at an angle because that's what the game is. Do I have redo? We don't have it right now, but at some point before ship, I want to at least experiment with having a nicer undo redo kind of interface where you can like get a scrubber up on the screen and drag it around or something, you know. I think that would be good. Or like, because, you know, we're still using this old puzzle game style, hit Z once for each move. And you kind of want to be able to like go back to the previous major event. Like maybe a major event is dropping something or, you know, I mean, pushing something into the water or whatever. And then if you decide that's too far, it would be nice to scrub forward a little bit. So yeah. Do I have any pets? No. How do I feel about the movement transaction system success? Is it back to the place it was before we started? 90% there, 80%. I would say it is 90% there. It's not back because we still have all these fails. Most of these fails are probably just timing differences, but there probably are, I would guess that there are at least 3 or 4 gameplay bugs, right? One of them is that clone thing that we just looked at. That used to work. But there's probably a couple others, like, you know, when I played that level Cascade with the falling rocks, it seemed harder. And I was like, why is it so hard to do this? And I realized why it's harder, which maybe we'll talk about on a stream. But it makes sense. And so we'll maybe want to make a system to handle that. And then I don't know, you know, there's probably just some other problems. But then a lot of these, so basically by re-recording these solutions, we'll figure out which one of these are only broken due to timing and which ones are like a more serious gameplay bug. And then that's how we'll know how far we are from being back where we were with this system, right? Are there any Braid or Witness Easter eggs in this game? Not at this time. Is there a chance of this movement transaction system having a problem which would need you to completely change it again? There is a chance of that, yes. I really hope that doesn't happen. Or I hope if it does happen, that whatever the failure is gives me more information about what a better answer is. I mean, you know, when I learned game programming, it was the kind of environment where you rewrite things 5 times, which people these days are not acclimated to that. Whereas that's the environment I grew up in. Not totally grew up because I was like early 20s, but you know, I can rewrite things 5 or 7 times as long as they're better. That's totally a win to me. But I also hope that we're done because, man, it's been a lot of work to do this. Do I regret throwing that Razer keyboard at the wall? No, it's good content, man. Why would I regret that? Will the standard library come with variable length arrays? Yes. They're built into variable length arrays are built into the language. Hash map, there's a hash table in the library. Are we using any modeling software for the characters? We usually use Maya for modeling. Am I going to play Death Stranding? It's not really seeming that appealing to me. Am I planning on writing subsequent programs in the new language? Yes. Well, we've already written a slideshow program that I use for presentations. Does the new movement system let you make new levels with new types of movement? No, it's just for the... Well, okay, it would let us do things that are new in a more easy way, but honestly, we have enough ideas in the game. There are too many core ideas. What we need to do is make more levels that use all the ideas. And the new system will help those gameplay mechanics interact in a smoother way, but we don't really need to add more fundamental things. That would just prevent us from ever frickin' shipping the game. How do you learn the 90s internet slang I use? What is an example of 90s internet slang that I use? Do I not even realize? Pwn? Did I say pwn? That's humorous, right? It's pronounced own, but I like to say pwn. How many? Is the default allocator something similar to malloc, or is it more like a generic pool allocator? It is currently mi malloc. But again, that's something that you easily can replace. How much did you end up hiring the guy that made that last puzzle script game you made? We have nothing to announce at this time. We'll see. How much experience in game development and design do you expect people to need when working with that language? None. It's a general purpose programming language. You don't need to know things about games to use it. You rewrote something 3 to 5 times, depending on how you count, and it's a really interesting experience. Feel like I understand the problem space really well, and yet there's more to learn. Probably need to rewrite it at least one more time. Yep, you learn a lot, man. You learn a lot. I guess we're going to start setting up the VR. We have several questions like, is there an inbuilt microphone? There probably is. Is it terrible or is it good? I don't know. Whoops. Okay, let's see. Prepare your play area. Attach your base station stands. Okay, it wants me to plug in the base stations before even connecting the headset. Can it be used for web development? I don't recommend that. What made me get out of the contracting world and into solo development? I just wanted to make things of my own, you know, that's all. Any concerns I had moving away from a company? No, I almost never had regular jobs. I only worked like regular job type jobs. I mean, part-time jobs during college and then for 6 months after, and that's it. I've never been a joiner, you know. Do I use something like GLEW when programming in OpenGL and C++? No, all that stuff annoys me. I just, like, getting extensions is a pretty small amount of code, so I just always do it myself. Okay. How do I come up with ideas for things to program? I don't really have to, because the stuff I work on takes years. If you don't have an idea in like 4 years, that's your problem, you know? And so by the time I'm in the middle of something, I probably have an idea for the next thing, is what I'm saying there. Okay, let me get the tripod. This nice, serious tripod. The pieces are falling off of apparently, but that's okay. This is total overkill for what we're going to do. I actually might have a less overkill tripod as well. Now I don't remember which little tightener bobber is for what. Okay, that's that. All right. All right, if I have other tripods, I do not know where they are, so I think we're going to go 1 tripod and 1 duct tape or something. And this is, I mean, I guess I'll try to put it at the edge of the room and bring the legs in a bit so that it doesn't take up a lot of space. That's probably okay. How do I get this to go up, or do I? Is that just like a shield thing, a bopper? All right, this is pretty good. I'm probably off camera so you can't see, but it's pretty high. And I have the right size screw mount for the thingy. So that's good. Random trivia, this tripod and the little weird mounts on it and stuff are things that I bought to try to shoot the ending video from The Witness, and then ended up not using them because we hired a professional to come in and do something else. Or not the live action ending video, but the still shots. So that's a plug. All right, the light is on and flashing blue. And then, I don't know, maybe I should use, now we're going to try to duct tape the other one up on the wall or something. I wonder how many meters of cable are included. Probably quite a few. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Put it on the refrigerator. That could be good. Maybe. We got a fresh roll of duct tape. You can just rest them on a table, but it says high up is better. It says higher is better. Also, you can't turn it sideways. It's clearly a wall mount because you can't put it on the base and then rotate it to be able to see the play field. You have to, yeah. Okay, I have it duct taped up on a laundry area door that may vibrate too much. We'll see. I have also had my Vive things fall from exactly where this one is when I duct tape them, so it could happen. All right. Base stations. Headset. It's got a DisplayPort cable, a USB, and a power. Oh, it goes into the end of the cable. Oh my God, dude. And they don't even pretend that you're going to reattach these because these are not on the cable at all. These are just like loose. So again, it's one-time packaging. They're like, you're a computer nerd. You're never going to want that cable to be rolled up again. Screw you, buddy. Okay. All right. So hopefully I have a DisplayPort free. Maybe I should have bought a better graphics card. I only have a 1080 Ti. You know, we were actually going to swap a 2080 Ti out of someone's machine at work, so maybe I'll bring that home. All right. Is the Vive wire? Well, this isn't a Vive. This is the new. This is the Valve Index, and it doesn't seem to be wireless. All right. I can't see anything because we haven't started anything. We also haven't turned it on. Can we turn it on? Turn on your controllers. It doesn't say turn on. Oh, I guess the headset's on. I guess when you plug it in, it actually turns on. That's great. The little lights are on. Okay. So we're going to turn on the controllers. They've been plugged in on USB for like half an hour or more. They're warm. Okay, they don't feel as crappy as a Steam controller does. So that's good. How do I turn on the controllers? Using the system button. It's the tiny button there. Okay. Okay. I don't see any magical Steam VR. Using a VR headset. Launch Steam VR. Yeah. Yeah. An error occurred while updating Steam VR. App running 80844. I hope you all get to see my wonderful experience. Update available. And then there's another thing under. It's trying to run this and it's trying to update me. Okay, what order do I update these in? Let's do headset first.